Alright guys, we're gonna do a little late day trading, it looks like. We're just gonna see what we can see if there's any good entries or exits to be made. I just had a little time. Let's go ahead and set up our bars. Is that 20? Let's make sure. That's 20, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're at 20 there. Let's go ahead and get these candles. Ooh, look at there. Oh man, that's a.
Are you talking to me?
That's a. Well, it's too late though. Like I said, we are not going to get in the middle of this trend, man. But it has been a downtrend since 1541. That's 341. The signal through, and you can see the indicators. The way I tell you guys to trade, right? These signals through. Boop. We crossed under. My dog was dreaming. We crossed under the moving support resistance line, and we have not crossed back over yet. We had some bounces, but look at this, we're still going. So this is the middle, and this is a long price action. That I mean, whew, been moving for almost an hour now in that direction, right? 40 minutes going on, 40 minutes, and we're still trading under the line of resistance, right? This will bounce up, this will act as resistance, it'll shoot around, then once it gets above it, it'll act as support to push it back up. And this is our line of resistance up here and our line of support down here. Man, and we are down there, aren't we? Messing around. I lost my candle count. Oh, let's count back out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That red candle, let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So basically, we would not get in on this price action. We'd want to, but we can't guarantee that it doesn't turn around the next candle, right? This is wild price action. You can see the massive gap that we're trading in right now. Look at this, right? I don't even know, honestly, if there will be any moves for a while. It'll take a while for it to ratchet back up and close this gap because we talked about this, right? So we see where these candles are. This line, right? This line of support is going to stay here for a good while at 98.3, right? Right there. But what's going to happen up here is we can see that this top line of resistance at 98.9 is going to start, like we talked about, squeezing momentum. This is what moves markets, right? What's going to happen here? We're going to be collapsing down, right? Boop, 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 boop. So we're going to be pushing down, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean anything, right? But it's going to be collapsing. The squeeze is going to be happening from this direction, right? Down. So it'll want to push the price action down. But that doesn't mean that buyers then won't push above. It just means that this line of resistance will get tighter and tighter and tighter, which eventually is going to force movement in one direction or the other, right? A breakout up or down will happen as we've seen. Let's count these candles and see how many minutes we're probably going to have to wait for a correction. So we can see that this candle here is going to collapse here. Next candle is going to drop to here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes from now, we're going to collapse down to about here. Right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes after that, we're going to collapse again Okay, and then the very next minute we're going to collapse to here, and these are still holding, right? This line's not moving, and then we'll see what happens, right? But anything could happen in the meantime, but that's the way that this is happening, right? This squeeze is happening down this way. And remember, this line right here is our Bollinger Bands. It's our simple moving average. I only use that. And all of these are our triple moving averages, and this gold is our confirmation. These are buy and sell signals. The gold is under the red. The green's under the red. That means we are only placing shorts right now. But you wouldn't place anything, right? Like I said, we're in the middle of a price action, and it's too scary. If you're trying to trade for money, it's a wild time to place a trade right now. Like this is no man's land. Anything inside these blue bands is no man's land. You can't guarantee how long the price action is going to move, how big the bar is going to be. Like on average, we talked about you need around a $200 movement on a candle when you're placing, like 100, 250, even 500x. You like a $200 movement on a candle to grab a 1RR, right? So this candle right here, if you'd have instantly placed it, you might have gotten your 1RR. But again, you can't try to guess the market. Right, you always have to react to the market after it's happened. There's people that'll tell you, "Oh, well, my indicators, you're not doing this." They'll tell you to get in before it happens. And I do have some of the indicators I'm releasing do have pre-entry signals, right, where it will tell you, "Hey, based on these last so many candles, this indicator thinks that this is going to happen." And it'll throw you the buy signal or throw you the short, throw you the long or the short call before it happens. And it's right a good bit of the time, right? But that's generally for longer time frames. People, when they talk about that, they don't bother to, if they're talking like that, they don't necessarily understand what's really happening. Those are generally for things where you can look back at long candles that are, the duration. Like I'm trading a 1 minute time frame here. With this type of strategy, this is good for quick, right, scalps. Bloop, in and out, in and out. Look at that breakout. Wow. This is crazy price action right now, man. Desperately want to get in. Like that's a good breakout. And if it prints, but see, it's going to always try to retrace. I bet you this candle shrinks back up, and the next candle that prints, we're still inside these blue bars, right? So that's why you don't trade on emotion like, oh, it's going. You trade on indicators, right? Okay, so, but what I was saying is the indicators that I'm releasing that do have predictive signals are generally for like 1 hour, or, 3 hours, 6 hour, 1 day, where they have a lot more market data to go on to throw predictive signals. When you're trading in low time frames, you wait for confirmation candles, and then you get in on the confirmation candle. Like, for instance, we wouldn't do this, but let's say the bars were trading tight, and as you know, anything outside these bars is a breakout, and a candle breaks out here, and then the next candle prints here outside this blue bar, and a price action hadn't already happened, we'd take a short, knowing that this key is going to continue to trend down. The next candle will probably print, right, and that adjusts the support and resistance, right? That's what you would wait for. In predictive models, they'd be like, oh, this, and don't worry about these candles, we're just talking. They'd be like, this candle here is going to throw long, and they'd tell you to put a buy in here, and or a short, and bloop, you'd get a nice short out. But those are on longer time frames. So when you're trading these 1 minutes, and we're trading all these short calls, these small candle time frames, you just have to react to the market. And with correct indicators, you can react the very next candle, right? Which is, more than enough time to gain profit, because if you're moving on correct market movements and market trends, they're going to last for more than one candle, right? That's what a lot of people don't understand. They're like, oh, well, I'm going to miss my profit. It's like, no, you're not. Because a correct, correct market knowledge and understanding, these candles are going to print several candles deep in the direction of the trend. So you're going to have more than enough time to get your 1RR and get back out. Do not let emotion keep you in for the 1.5RR, the 2RR, especially if you're building a bankroll, right? Take your 1RR, and move on to the next trade, which we've talked about. You're going to take one trade a down, a short call, and then wait for the rebound to take the long, or take the long call, get out, and then wait for the market to trend down and take your short call. We're not taking several of the same calls. That would be taking calls in the middle of price action. You're going to get in at the start of a price action, like look what's starting to happen here, right? And then you're going to get out once you get your desired risk-reward ratio, and then you are not going to do anything until the market reverses, right? In one way or the other. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Like I'm telling you guys, if you trade the way I'm telling you, you will turn profitable habits, right? It's just, it's just how it is. And that looks so weird. I've been blathering and we watching these candles print for about 7 minutes now. We taught this candle's gonna drop, bloop. We're starting to get real squeeze starting to happen. And then a few more candles later, we're gonna drop way down here. So something's gonna happen. So I like to come over here, and I like to get all my stuff set up, right? I like my quantity. We talk about in USD. You can do it however you want. And I'm working with 480 here, and I told you work about 10% of your bankroll. So we're gonna take, let's see, what's a $10,000 call margin? Oh, we are on 50 leverage. Oh, we're gonna go. Let's go with 250, right? 250, sure, just for fun. And then let's see what a $12,000 47 there. I see. So see, our margin's $47, roughly 10% of our bankroll. So we've prepped this. So we have a crossover. Okay, look here. See, it's getting ready, and it's like, oh my God, I want to get in, and we could have gotten in. Look at this. Look at that beautiful print. But too late now. All right, I was talking. But we'll see if the next candle prints green and this continues. See, remember, here's the line of resistance. It's resisting this now. This is mid-price action, right? We're at 30 seconds on this candle. This is mid-price action. This is still resisting this candle printing above this. If it prints above this simple moving average, then we have good price action. And I know I said don't get in, but there is a possibility this is still a very big gap. If, I don't mind. If I lose a little money here or there, we'll make it back. But just for learning purposes, right? Okay, see, we printed above that line, right? So we're going to open a long real quick, and we're going to see what happens. This could bomb, right? But it did print above the line of resistance. So now this is turned into a line of support. It's going to hit this and want to bump now. Hit this and bump. And we have all this candle that did print all the way up to here. So we just have to wait and see what's happening, right? This is now, since it printed above, acting as support for us, right? We can see here our P&L. This is our profit. We'll just wait and see what happens, right? It's all we can do. Like I said, I like to learn and teach, so I tried to get in as close to the candle that printed above this line of support. Now, I know everyone's like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. He needs to get out. We're going to leave it right there for a minute. Right? But again, this was my whole point. I got in the middle of price action that didn't break out in either direction. All right, we only had a small print, one candle above the traveling simple moving average. So this could go absolutely anywhere. Now, if it were to move down here, I would instantly close the position. We all would learn a lesson. Even if it would rebound, I would not want to stay in, right? To dip below this line right here, I'm mid in this band right now, right? I'm straight at the midline, right? So if I wait for a breakout to happen back up, if this bankroll can support this market movement, make a lot of money. Right, let's see what our forced liquidation price is. Estimated liquidation price, 94,723. So this could travel down $4,000 from where it is before I would get liquidated. So if I'm a big trader and I do not want to take any losses, I'm going to let it ride. It's not going to trend down $4,000. It absolutely isn't. If anything, it's going to recover a couple $1,000s and go back up, and I can make a lot of money on this position. I don't normally trade like that. I like to be in and out within, 3, 4, 5 candles, boop, 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 at max. But if I get into a bad position and I have an open bank, a bankroll that can support, the position for a little bit, I'm going to let it ride. I'll leave that position ride, right? This is only 98.34. So if I've committed to letting it ride, this blue line no longer necessarily matters if I'm going to let this ride, right? These blue lines matter for trading the swing, right? Trading interest, scalping. See, so look, we're trying. It's really trying. These are trying to confirm that this, because the crossover is just pushing right now we're here. It's fighting for a crossover. You notice that this simple moving average is still trending in this direction. We want this thing to start to show a little bit of a hook. We want it to start to hook, right? Try to balance out. So it starts to do this. Starts to go up this way, right? All right, now our simple moving average is down, but it's not wild, right? We might see a hook in the next few candles. You can see the order book was very red, and now it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So the market's trying, the buyers are trying to overcome the downward trend, right, and take their profit. And you see here we have the green and the gold moving above the simple moving average. It's trying real hard. Oh, there we go, squeeze, boop. Still, that squeeze is happening this way for a few more candles, and then the squeeze is going to happen this way, and then it's going to happen this way, and then it's going to happen this way. And then we're way back up here where I took my position like a madman just for the purpose of this video. But if it makes money, it makes money. And you guys get to see a live trade going down. But again, I want to touch on this. If you were copy trading me and you only had $200 in, and this position trended downward, your forced liquidation price is going to be 96,000, right, or higher, right? If you're trading exactly as I'm trading on copy trading, a lot of guys don't understand that. If there's like a guy and there's $5,000 in his account and he's placing margin calls for $200, and you have $200 in your account, you're going to place one call and it'll move, the market will move a little bit and you'll be liquidated. Eventually, I'll be copy trading for people, and I will keep my account in the $200 to $500 range, and so that people can know if they really want to copy trade me, keep $200 to $500 in your account, and you should be able to maintain the positions that I maintain in my level of risk tolerance. Now, see, look here. Like I said, we're hoping for this thing to form a tail, and it's going to push this price action this way now. This is going to be a long video, boys, but you're going to learn a whole lot if you want to trade profitably. Drinking some coffee. Irish coffee, if you know what that is. Man, this is real brutal price action right now, guys. But you see, I'm not trading on emotion. We already talked about the game plan, and we're going to let it play out. Emotion loses people money, okay? That's just the truth of the matter. And like I said, I really would have preferred to have not gotten in when I got in, but I got in just for the sake of this video because we did have movement above the middle line. So, but not the way so now look, see, we printed that and missed it. Look at that squeeze downward. And we saw that shift here when that happened. That was this candle. I just wasn't paying attention. I was blabbering. And so now these candles are getting ready to squish this way. and this tail's starting to form. See, guys, like, I'm talking technical trading to you guys, right? Like, I want you to understand the things I tell you are true. It's not my opinion. This is technical trading. Learn from this, improve your game. You know, now look, we're back where we're at. A few more candles, and this squeeze is going to push this way, and we're already attempting to print above the top line of resistance. And remember, we're going for 1RR, so we will get out when this says 100%, and this will be around $47 or $48. This will be around like $100. Sorry. We want to double this money. Wow, what a nice candle that was, right? So we're just gonna hope this trend pulls. What are we about to? We just had a new candle. We're still holding right at this candle right here. 2 more minutes, and then we're gonna have a big squeeze in the direction of our signal, right? In the direction of a long up, up, up. We're printing above this line. You guys see that? So now we have to move this right up here. So now we're printing above this line still. We want to keep printing above this line. So we're just hovering right now. We're waiting to see where this candle prints. Still above the main line, right? And this squeeze hasn't even happened yet. Wouldn't it have been great if we took it down here? Waited for that drop, but we're just gonna let the market do what it does. See, in 10 seconds the squeeze is gonna collapse this way. We're just gonna push this back up. Here we go. Boop. Squeeze. See this simple moving average, this green line is trying to take over. Right, so we're gonna see what happens. And everyone's like, oh my god, that guy didn't get out, he could have taken profit. I mean, maybe, but I really only tried to take 1RR or better on my trades. I mean, like I said, this trade was just for the purpose of this video. I still necessarily wouldn't have entered any trade yet, per se. You know, we had a brief breakout here, a candle printed right on that line though, right? And then we had a breakout, and then we had a print on the line, and then instantly back down. So it's like, oof. That was a weak confirmation candle. It wasn't like it printed up here. Printed right on the line. So we can see 98.7 is our line of resistance, and 98.3 is our current line of support. I would love to get out of this position. The market is choppy because of how late it is. See, it's almost close of the stock market, which always affects big things like Bitcoin when we're trading, which trickles down. So, well, you know. And then the Asian markets, the Chinese market opens at, I believe it's 8:30 my time, which is Eastern Standard Time, and then you can, you know, recover. You know, that's how you swing trade it. You know, a lot of guys day trade in America at night because the Asian markets mimic the American market. So a lot of times you can kind of have a better predictor of movement and get in on positions and get big gains, right? When the Chinese market opens, a lot of times the market will dip as everyone sells off from the gains they had overnight because from the American market, right? And then it will bounce, boom, 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 boom. All right, we're back in the profit zone. Remember, our place is traded. We were at 480, so I've only really made $10. You see this here? This is that moving, like the moving, like actual real account standings. I don't know why it's doing that, but see that? I've only made $13 so far, right? Like, yeah, I could make a whole bunch of trades for $13, but that's tedious, guys, and I don't like to trade like that. I want to take my 1RR and place a couple, 2-3 trades a day at 1RR, and I'm good. All right, so here we go. Okay, like you see me hovering over this button to see where this price action is moving at 62% P&L right now. We're getting close. We printed above that candle. Are we going to hit our 100 and we're going to get out and be done with it? And it doesn't matter to us if it goes for 300, 400. We take our 1RR and we move on. All right, I want everyone to be under consistent trading leads to profitable trading, not chasing profits for 1 or 2 candles. And look, we're still not going to mess around with that because I didn't peak that high, right? This price action, we're opening this up, right? And we're about to start squeezing in this direction. Where I took that position is soon going to become a floor if we can just hold on. And then I'm going to get a nice big fat 1RR. And if that's the case and we hold on until this becomes the floor, maybe. So you have to trade live. Maybe we get 1.5 RR, right? That's what I try to tell guys. These setting stop losses and take profits, you shouldn't be walking away from a trade. Like, at least if you're swing trading, like these tight time frames, you need to sit here and live trade, right? You need to sit here and watch the market move and get in and get out. And I don't ever play stop losses or take profits because I'm sitting here and I'm going to do that, right? So look how close we're getting, boys. Okay, right here, guys. We're about to do it. And everyone see all the emotion and all this ups and downs. You can't trade on emotion. You just have to trade on the technical indicators and what look, we're about to get out, okay? Look at this. We're going to push a little further. We're going to have our 1RR. Look at our total profit. We're going to have doubled our, our $47 position. This is a beautiful candle. It's still going up. It's going to print up, and we're going to grab our 1RR. Print. There it goes. And we're about to grab it right here. Boom. Oh, no. Close enough. I closed it a little late, but you saw, okay? 516. We started at 480, right? So let's go 516 minus 480. We made $36 on that trade because of fees and stuff, right? And I got out a little later. Like, see, like I could have actually stayed in here for a minute, right? And we would have been fine. But that, like I said, that doesn't matter, right? Like, we got our 1RR. We increased. If that was all we were going to trade today, you made $36 today. Let's say that you do what I tell you, and you trade once a day and you make 1RR. Let's just say $36 every day. You'll have made $1,000 trading this month. You will have not lost money. You will have made $1,000 trading. I generally like to trade for 2RR in a day. All right, and again, as your bankroll increases, what your RRs are going to increase. Right now we're at 516. We started at 4. So the next position we took would be a $51 position, which would allow us to take bigger positions. So as this grows, your ability to place larger positions and take larger profit grows. That's going to be it, boys. I'm going to wrap it up here. I wanted you guys to see, this is all possible. Please watch my videos, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how you're doing. Make requests for videos you'd like to see. And I can't wait to see you guys profit. In the description, I'll have links. If you're not into BTCC yet, my partner link, you can get some real nice rewards like free USDT for funding and trading on your account. But I appreciate your time, guys. I hope everyone enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next one.